Welcome back to Strategy and Snark. Had some technical difficulties, but we are now on our way to do the free level 10 quests. We are back in the harbor. It has started snowing. At time of recording, they have just put the Snow Peaks Festival online again. It's their equivalent of like a winter event. So we're going to start seeing a bunch of coins dropping, if I remember right. Ow. So, there's only 3 free level 10 quests. Specifically, we're going to be going right here to this port agent. This is the same person we went to go to Three Barrel Cove. We are now going to go to Ataraxia. It's going to get suddenly a lot warmer looking. So Ataraxia is interesting because, like the Searing Heights, it is a completely free adventure zone, which I have no map of. So it's a big wilderness area. There's only 2 quests out here, but it's a big wilderness area. It's got the Slayer and the rares and everything. A friend of mine really likes these quests. I don't know why. Like, he goes out of his way to do these ones. He's never explained to me what makes them so special that we always have to do them. Especially now that there's a lot of competition at this level. But anyway. You are supposed to give me a quest, aren't you? That's interesting. I have never been in this area. But I already had this quest? Weird. Very weird. Huh. So, this is supposed to be like a resort. You can actually go into the resort right over here. One of these doors. This one? Yeah. It's legitimately a spa. Like, I don't think people realize that there's actually a spa. This is oh yeah, it counts as a bar, or a tavern. Tavern's more accurate. Yep, there's the barkeep. So this is why people come here. You know what? I'm just gonna screenshot this nice place because I don't think anybody even knows this is here. It does come up one other time later in the game, but still. I'll have to resummon my hireling. Gotta remember to do that. The quests we're out here to do. The guy who, I guess, assumed that we were here for him because he didn't actually tell us anything. Actual Skyros, or Psychros? I always thought it was Skyros. Is it really? Is this another one of those stupid Mandela effect things? No, it's just always been Psychros. Wow. I have it written backwards on my list even. Okay, anyway. His daughter's been kidnapped. That's it. Go save his daughter. Done. The other guy is more of it's a more interesting one. There are duergar on this island. And they are mining. And he doesn't like them mining. So he's sending us to murder all of them and destroy all of their equipment. Which seems a little harsh considering he's standing right next to another guy who's doing very similar things with his resort. Hey, I am busy, cat. I'm trying to navigate. Yeah, both of the quests are basically in that direction. So, you got some nice, like, kind of reminds me of the Grand Canyon kind of vibes with these orange hills and everything. Get away from me, cat. You know what? If you... Can't you see I'm trying to say something? Anyway, the first quest is actually really close to town. I was trying to do the second quest first, but... So, almost right next to town. There's town. You walk up the road. Here's the Duergar mine. Now, if you are unfamiliar, you know, if your character's not as strong, this is actually kind of a dangerous little spot because there are so many Duergar. These, and they've got so many of them here that they can easily do quite a bit of damage just shooting arrows at you because they don't have... A lot of these guys are archers, and they start stealthed. I'm pretty sure there's even more guys than we can even see. See, here's one. They cast growth on themselves. They are dwarves. They are kind of giant dwarves after they cast their spell. The Duergar are the equivalent of the drow. They are the evil dwarves because they live underground. So, this is their mining complex. This has, to me, one of the funniest, not really a trap, but it's kind of a trap in the game. We're supposed to go this way, right? And we're falling. Just all the way down the mine shaft, which we can speed up with the shift button these days. So, I usually start at the bottom and work my way up anyway. So we're just going to swim around the corner and just corkscrew our way up the quest to take everything out. There are going to be a lot of these Duergar. They almost always start any combat with casting giant growth on themselves. What you want to be on the lookout for are... there are some rust monsters. There's even a named rust monster, if I remember right. I guess I could be bothered to turn my buffs on. So we want to break 3 main pieces of equipment. Hey. So there's going to be 3 very similar rooms that have one of these big... Get out of here, overseer. One of these big valves over here. So many archers. This particular room has the destroy supplies optional, so you can get some extra XP if you sit here and break every single box. I'm not going to, but it's some extra XP. Our goal is to turn that valve, and that will ruin part of their furnace, I think? I don't know. It'll mess with their system somehow. We gotta do that to all 3 of their main ones. The way you get on there... I mean, I guess you might be able to jump from below, but you can just land on the pipe from above, walk on the pipe, turn the valve. Furnace extinguished. I don't know why just turning it off is good enough, because, like, if you don't literally kill every single one of them, they can just walk over there and turn it back on. I didn't break it. I just flipped the switch. Just turned off your light. I guess you're in the dark forever. We want to go up. Up, up, up. Watch. Mind the gap. Unless you want to make a quick getaway. Because that is something that you can do. You can jump back down the middle if you need to get a breather. So this should be, yeah, here's the second one right here. And apparently we're already in green alert because there's so many guys. There's nobody behind us, so... There's the hireling earning its pay. Alright, it has been a minute since I was on this character. So, gotta get my feel for the buttons back. I was sick again, so rather than try to force my way through, I just took a little time off. Alright. So if I sound a little off, that is why, as I'm getting over a cold again. Not that I'm using the best equipment anyway, so... As long as you can hear me, that's the point. Alright. 2 light switches turned off. 1 to go. I want to say we should be coming up on... Oh, yeah, there he is. There's that rust monster. I've still got my Feywild weapon out, so we don't have to worry about our weapon breaking. Always good to have something you can hit oozes and rust monsters with. The Feywild stuff works fine. Get that Muckbane and that Muckdoom. Alright, past the gap. We should be just about on the third of one of these little levers. Soon. I guess you could make the argument that getting the first one done and then jumping down would be slightly faster. You can cross that gap. I know monks and favored souls can just whoosh their way across. I'm not sure if you can get across if you're just careful, because I don't usually bother. I just go whoop. Are we at the top yet? This has got to be the top, right? That looks like the gap we fell in, because that's... Let's not just do that. Did I miss the door? Guess we'll find out. Yeah, because this is back to the beginning of the quest. So, if you climb all the way up here, you can hit this lever, and anybody who comes in late, there you go. They can come around this way. Or if you want a dimension door, then you can get back to the top half. Alright, so if that's the gap, that's the way we came. Here we go. This is it. So I passed it, but not by much. Yellow alert. Pretty sure I've killed everything that isn't an archer. So again, smash all of the collectible thing, or all the vases in this case. All the vases get bonus XP. There are a ton of things to break in this quest. We are just going to make a quick hop. Look at that guy trying to guard his light switch. And done. So now we're supposed to go kill the actual foreman. This one, I'm not sure how I figured this out to begin with. Because this quest is already vertical, right? So the map, not super helpful. Because DDO maps do not work very good when they layer on top of each other. So you're running around, you can go through every nook and cranny. But the answer to get to the boss is you actually go underwater at the very bottom of that center pit. And that's what's going to take you to the boss. I don't know how I figured that out originally. I feel like I had to have looked at a map or something. These shrines are available at any point. At any point you can swim down and get to the shrines. This door is what opens when you hit all 3 of the levers. So we're just going to come in here and kill everybody. And that'll be the end of the quest. There is a earth elemental. That is what Detrius is. He used to be very scary. But like with most of the older quests, the power creep has made these guys pretty squishy. I mean, just look at the hireling taking out swaths of them by itself. Alright, so that was the end of the quest. Your treasure chest is going to be up, way up here where the foreman starts. 2 even. Alright, so we've taken out the duergar. I'm not convinced that they were doing anything illegal. If I'm being honest. They were mining and a druid didn't like it. I don't think we're ever told whether they're like illegally mining or if the druid just doesn't like them mining at. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that we were in the right to chase them out. Yeah, they're duergar, right? And so they are stereotypically evil. The duergar also... Actually, the duergar are the ones who kidnapped the other guy's daughter. I think it might be connected, too. Like, he can't chase them out of their mine because... they've got his daughter. Maybe that's what's going on. In that case, sure, we can kill them all. Cool lighthouse. Oh, do I want to use the lighthouse for the thumbnail, or do I want to use the spa? I feel like the spa is more appropriate. So, this is a weird entrance to this one. You're running towards these ruins, right? The ruins of this lighthouse. The quest entrance is actually on the cliffside around back. This, way over here, that's where you go into the quest. Not anywhere up there. Also, that's a scrag, one of the funniest monsters. Technically, it's just a water troll. Oh, there's a big picture of one. It's just a water troll, right? It's a aquatic-themed troll. It does the exact same thing as all the trolls. But it looks like a jacked lemming. Remember Lemmings, the little puzzle platformer kind of game? They just look like super jacked lemmings. So I love them. So, they were ambushed. That guy was ambushed by scrags. Let's see. Yeah, that's a duergar. The duergar were ambushed on their way back into their base by scrags. They lost the keys to the back door, but he says that the girl is not hurt. We just have to find the keys to get in the back door. 2 keys. Randomly placed. I hate randomly placed objectives. Because when you're just running through, I want to just go straight to where the things are. I don't want to have to wander up and down and hope I don't miss a path. Sometimes hard enough for me to remember what I'm doing on some of these really old ones, let alone also have to find the randomly placed objective. So, technically the scrags are upgraded versions of like the ogres. They have regeneration. They do have their own mages. Like you can see there's a shaman down there. But the power creep has made these guys pretty much negligible. Most of this quest is just trying to find the keys. There's a couple of named fights that are potential places to get the key. I was kind of hoping to just find one up top. I'm using Q is what I'm doing. I'm pushing Q over and over again to try to target the treasure chest that the key will be in. We'll stick our head through this little side cave. This whole quest is basically 2 giant caves and then some little offshoot caves here and there with a little tiny maze in between them. I don't know if maze is a little too strong of a word, but a handful of networked tunnels between them. Should be one more little offshoot. Maybe 2. Yeah, there's one here, and I think I could see one over there. So see if the key's in either one of these. Oh, there's a chest. Hopefully that's the key and not just a treasure chest for having a big scrag in here. And a key? Dang. It's just treasure. Really? This is the second time we've just got a holy silver weapon. Really? I mean, I've got to keep it for its historical value. Even though I'll probably never use it and I'll just end up vendoring it in 2 years when I'm making inventory space. I think it might have just been like 2 episodes ago we got a holy silver something else. Relevant because it lets you do full damage to like demons, if I remember right. Ooh, here's another chest. But again, I don't know if anybody actually pays attention to that these days when you can just plow through everything. There we go. Key number 1. Loosely speaking, there's a key on the left side and a key on the right side. It's not perfectly left and then right. And there's a chance that one of them will spawn in the middle section. But I'm still going to head to the other half of the quest to start looking for the other key, because it is more likely that they are split. Guess we should double check this little middle network here before we get to the other half. And this is where having the map not filled in is kind of helpful, because it'll just be really obvious which paths we didn't go down. Doot. Looking for a key. There's a mushroom. Don't need mushrooms. Somebody did mention earlier in, it was quite a few videos ago now, the revamped collectible system means that all those little mushrooms and stuff that I'm passing, there's a trapped chest on the other side of that water if you swim down. Want to say there's piles of gold. Pretty sure a ghost attacks. Might have a trap on it. That's the entrance to the quest. Okay, we did. Done a full circuit there. So off to the other big mushroom cavern to look for the second key. Gonna do some jumping here to try to keep my movement speed up a little higher. I don't think the key can spawn in this one. This is another rust monster when it spawns. I don't think they can put the key in here. No rust monster either. I don't smell a key. I smell an adventurer's pack. There's a troll. Well, a scrag. Randomly placed quest objectives. At least when we did something that had a random thing in the jailbreak quest, we had a way of telling whether we were anywhere, like, ooh, there it is. Anywhere in the right... Oh, are you kidding me? I fell through a crack in the mushroom. We saw the chest. Try again. Keeping the mushroom below us this time. And I really hope this is the key and not just there was a named guy I didn't notice. There we go, key. Conveniently right next to the door we want. So, entrance, right side on the map, bottom. Once you have both keys, there's a set of double doors we need to go through. So here's key number 1. There are some bad guys in the hallway coming up here. So instead of scrags, now we are going to start fighting against duergar again. These are the kidnappers. We need to go through this door. Hey. Yes, first we'll take those out. I don't think this door just opens. No, apparently it does. I could have swore that it didn't work that way. Alright. That's weird. I could have swore there was something that stopped you from just opening the door and getting to him. Did I just never actually do this quest in an efficient way before? So this is Ataraxia.
With Ataraxia 3, Sickros will no longer be subject to duergar blackmail.
It even says Sickros. Wow. Anyway, I'm not convinced it used to let you just walk through that door. For some reason, I thought you had to go this way, which is you actually have to go down through the floor, fight a spider. I guess it's optional. That should have been a clue. And then you climb up and fight even more duergar. And then going out this way was enough that you could then complete the quest. Is this really just an optional? Okay. Apparently, I thought there was a broken lever. Are you the broken lever? Wow. Apparently, I've just gone the long way for no reason for a decade. However long this game's been out. Wow. So, I could just recall. Probably should just recall. But this, not terribly long climb. This is the inside of that lighthouse we saw earlier. And if you walk out this exit, this is something that they need to do more, is just alternative exits. It pops you out on top of the lighthouse. Like we're actually way up here on top of the lighthouse. And I believe this is an explorer, if I... See, because the bridge here, the bridge is out. So unless you can jump, that was how you were supposed to be able to get that explorer. I'm gonna recall and just walk back in because it's faster than walking across the wilderness. Though it's not really particularly far. This place isn't huge. I just don't want to walk. Oh man, especially because I recall into the inn because that was the last place I... Yeah, look at that. It's like I planned it that way. Planned it that way. Alright. Swift 17. They are ever so slightly faster than my current boots. I don't get the 4 sheltering, but I don't think that matters at this point. I am now 2% faster. And nothing jumps out at me there. Alright. That is 2 of our 3 quests done. Back to Stormreach Harbor. And specifically Stormreach Harbor, because that is where the other level 10 quest is. So we want to go into a tavern down here. I think it's called the Wayward Lobster. Am I thinking of the right one? What's your name, tavern? The Wayward Lobster. Why do I remember that it's called the Wayward Lobster? So, Inquisitive Ingram. Inquisitive is like detective, basically. Oh, he'll even tell you. So, he's a PI. So, we are supposed to go back to old Baldy Cartaman, the guy who gave us our first job when we were fresh off the boat from Korthos. We're supposed to go ask him about Hazadil the Bugbear, his rival who we helped sabotage the other warehouse. Hey, you. Blah, blah, blah. We're supposed to be looking in Cartman's shipping warehouse, which we've been in before. His business hasn't been doing good. Stuff's been going missing. Hazadil has gone underground, literally, after we kind of ruined his shipping business. So this is where we spent, what, 5 minutes just guarding a box? But now we're going to go over here into this corner. Intruders. They say I'm the intruder, right? Secret door in the back of Cardamon's warehouse. There are traps here. Look, there's one. This entire quest is a million traps. So what we're going to do, we're going to throw up a couple of elemental resists and just try not to stand still in traps. I want to say there's a spike trap coming up. Come on, Klaus. Stop running, Klaus. Oh, no more running for Klaus. Oh, one of them actually stunned me. Alright. Back in the sewers. Bad guys are over there. That means we probably go that way. So, the first part of this quest is just run to the end of the hallways and kill the bad guys. Right? We've seen this variation of quest a lot. There are some dead ends, though, which we have not seen very many of. In the grand scheme of things, this game has very few, like, dead ends. Usually they force you to go one way. Those things are very mean, and they will follow you around. So we're going to flip the valve to open the door, and just kind of jump around the corner and run away. Summon the hireling, and we'll forget that trap exists. So, the DM makes a note of these Aurum. They're not technically dwarves, I don't think, but they're another faction, and it's supposed to mean something that faction is here helping. Apparently I was not supposed to open that, because all that did was summon an extra monster. Is this the way I want to go? I'm never really sure in this quest, but it looks good.
You hear the sounds of battle from up ahead.
Battle? They found an ooze. It's been a little while since we were in the sewers. Oh, there's a ladder up there. Oh, yeah. Okay, so two things. One, there are 3 hidden Aurum officials. If you kill, and they're there for you to kill for XP. Ugh, dead end. I'm reasonably certain one of them is up that long ladder. I guess we'll go take a look since this was a dead end otherwise. Also, some of the parts of this quest should look a little familiar, because not only does Cardamon's warehouse be the entrance, this is also Osgood's basement from a different level 2 quest. I think that's the Miller's Debt, maybe? Hello, lever. How very conspicuous. Yeah, Osgood. Osgood's basement. Another lever. And an Aurum, what is it? Concordian. And Gianna Shea. She goes down. We've killed an official. One of the officials is like near the end of the quest. We'll see if I can remember where the third one is. There you go. Loop around. There's the first one. I want to say the second one is... I want to say it's also closer to the end of the quest, but I'm not sure. Curse you. Slightly too deep for me to walk comfortably water. I think this is another path that doubles back on itself. And we're going to go left. This feels wrong.
Wet footprints lead up the steps to the northern wall.
There's a trap and a lever, so the hireling can pull the lever. Alright, this is the correct way. So there's a bunch of boxes blocking our way from going straight. So we're going to go through the spider-infested back way to get around the boxes that are in the way. Because killing giant spiders is easier than getting through a pile of boxes. So, we need... There's a lot more spiders than I remember there being. There are some levers we need to hit. There's one. Alright. One down. Did we end up going down the middle path? No. So there's one down the left path, one down the right path, and you go down the middle path to get through the quest. Just gonna run straight to where the lever is. We'll just turn around and kill them all at once. It's faster than trying to kill them one at a time. Now we should be good. Doorway is open. And this is a very scary part.
The cold water below looks uninviting.
We're going through the garbage disposal.
Debris litters the water.
So there are blade traps along all of these little tubes you have to swim through. I am going to ignore them because I can. You can time it, so I could stop, wait for it to stop spinning, and go through. There's not a lot of room up here, but you can go up for breath. I'm not going to be before that thing. Nope. So you could slowly time your way through all of them. It's completely doable. When you get to the last one, which is maybe this one. Yeah, there's a giant fan down there. Do not go down there. There's some rubble down there tempting you. Do not go down there. Hold spacebar to make sure that you are pressing upwards. And then pull this valve. Not only will that open the door above you, it turns off the blades. So only one person actually has to make the swim. If they make it, they can shut down all the blades for everybody else. There are dart traps on this wall that are going to shoot towards us. And more bad guys to the left. I think we've just about found where Hazadil's hanging out. I don't think this one's trapped. I'm still going to send the hireling to pull the lever, because you should always just have the hireling do it.
The air here smells fresh and clean. An entrance to this
And now,
he'll move his cargo right under the nose of the harbor master's inn.
here is the secret harbor that Hazadil has been using. Secret dock, I should say. There's a bunch of like optional stuff to beat up. I think the Orem official is either through that door or a very similar door right there. You just beat on the door, it falls down. So this boss fight is weird because it actually takes place on this little platform you have to crawl up a ladder to get to. So you can get into some bad spots because there's 4 guys here. If you get into too bad of a spot, you can jump off. Go rest or whatever. Wait for your HP to come back if you've got a ring of regeneration.
Return this book to Borger. Perhaps he can shed some light on its content.
Problem is that coming up the ladder, they're waiting for you. So if you are going to try to break the fight up, take the box route. Oops, as I promptly fall off the last box. So instead of climbing the ladder, you can actually just jump in from over here and start fighting. And similarly, you can break off from all of the melee guys by jumping back out. You won't necessarily break the line of sight on the casters, but it is an option to just climb up the boxes. So, we found a book of charts. That book of charts, I'm going to go show it to Baldry real quick. Here you go. And he looks at it and goes, no. He goes, no, no, no. I don't want anything to do with this. Turns out, this is a chart that leads to the Twilight Forge. Supposedly one of those things where you can make the big... Like you could... It might have a creation forge. You know, make Warforged, make big Warforged, make anything. Big deal if you find one. That will take mystical vessel. So, that is technically the introduction quest for the next chain. We are now going to go, next time, we're going to go and do the Twilight Forge chain, which is 2 quests. I think it's 4 on paper. 5 if you count hiding in plain sight. So yeah. There's no review to be given on a free quest. It's free. So there you go. I don't mind Ataraxia. I don't like the quest that has random placed key. So I skip all of Ataraxia most of the time because I don't like having to look for the key. That's it. That's the whole reason I skip it. The other one's not bad. I don't mind saving the guy's daughter. I don't mind taking out the duergar. They're a little stale for me only because I've done them so many times. And my friend wants to do them every time. Alright. I'm out. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Take on the Twilight Forge next time. Have a good one.